I spent many years in Abeokuta. I think 15 years thereabouts in Abeokuta. I schooled there, and then I did some ministry in that city and all of that. I love the city. Eventually, I still want to live in that city. Eventually, I would like to have a house in Abeokuta where I can just go and then just relax. I love the city, but that city is still very, very, very primitive. The old religion is still there. The old religion is still there. The custodian of the old religion, even their streets, their what now? Their communities are still named after witches and wizards and all of that. Oshoshibai, Oshoshin, and all of that. So they are named after witches and wizards and all of those things. All right. But then that's not even where I'm going. Doing ministry among those primitive people was something else entirely. I did a lot of praying, a lot of fasting in that city. I remember lots of fastings in Abeokuta. I fasted, over a day, 2 days, 3 days. I didn't, but 2 3 days fast. Many of it. I knew I was in combat with demonic forces and all of that. And then ministry there was difficult. It's almost impossible to convert an indigene. The people that went to church, the people that you could properly do ministry with are people that are visitors. People who came from outside the city, maybe students on campus and all of that. When you are doing ministry or maybe people who came there to work. But then, what ministry are you accomplishing when you will not be able to minister to the indigents? And unfortunately, the people that the people that seemingly had access to the indigents, or maybe some of the locals, some of the, say, Yoruba speaking pastors and all of that, whatever it is that they were doing, they practically had to cooperate or preach under the principality. They needed to cooperate with the atmosphere to flow, which was a travesty, So for those people who are still in those places and you are called to do ministry in those places, my advice is please teach your people, teach them. All some of these prophetic churches and all of that does not change the nature of these people or their lifestyle. To what end? They are still witches, because the bulk of some of these I'm not saying all of them are witches, but some of these people come to church and they are still witches, they are still wizards, they are still primitive, they are still occultic. So what are we accomplishing? So it's just what it is. But the old religion is still here. In one of the places I lived in, I remember very well, the man was I didn't know who he was, but it was a twin duplex, very beautiful apartment. But now nobody lives there. But then maybe once a month, you at around 11, 12, you see exotic cars driving to this property, and it was on a close where I lived at a particular time and all of that. They were just our neighbors, and then I was wondering, what were these people doing all night? So they would be there all night, put on their Meccano generator, and they were there all night. Apparently they were Ifa worshippers. They will make their incantations, chant all night. So what now? That was when I began to learn to pray all night also, because if those who are against you are awake all night, making their incantations, you stand a chance when you pray for 20 minutes and go to bed. So where I'm going is the old religion is still here, and those people who think that the old religion has come and gone should better think again. If you find yourself in those kinds of environments, you had better know what you're up against, and you should know how to engage in those kinds of environments.